a dark seal here.
Interesting, man.
Also, this game I was dueled with support, so if that makes a difference to anything.
That's not actually drama, right? No, it's not. That doesn't really change anything, other than the fact that I'm judging your character because you decided to play Caitlyn Nami.
Yeah, we realized that we had a disgusting win rate with it, and we're like,
Well, yeah,
why
of
not play this
course.
literally every game?
I'm just messing with you. Yeah, forget your conscience if it'll get you OP. It's a very interesting team composition.
It's the
Okay, so
soul
the fact that
special.
you have so much magic damage on your team, well, I guess Echo has a good amount of physical with his fervor and then Triforce, but um, you can consider like a Zerkers with an early IE before you finish your Runons, because it'll make literally everything you do. Just like your abilities will hit harder, your autos will hit harder, and
So if you have more magic damage, you just go flat AD
you can
first
consider,
over the
yeah, the
crit.
IE Zerkers for the, and yeah, you have the Zerkers for the attack speed.
All right.
Add to that the fact that like your Runons won't be doing as much for you in this lane, especially because you don't really want to shove and tower take when you have Kate Nami against the Lucian
You just want
and
to
a
stick out
support
the
that doesn't
lane.
have sustain. Yeah, you can even freeze the lane. So Runons doesn't really allow you to do that early on, and if you just get some BF components and all right, let's see how you approach this.
I was about to ask, yeah, right there. I feel like I could have played that trade a lot better because I was more focused on the farm than
When
actually like trading.
No, that's fine. You should be more focused on the farm, dude. That's what
I just always
you
feel
trade.
bad.
You trade to get farm or to get an advantage where you get your farm and they can't get theirs. Yeah, you're approaching this wrong because you should be walking through here. And then as soon as you see Morgana W this, then you walk up and you just keep autoing with the
Because she can't trade
bush.
back.
If you just auto one time and then auto again, like your second auto is going to be a headshot with the bush proc. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah, makes
So
sense.
yeah, you could walk straight through the bushes. You don't have to do this. See, like you ate this Thunderlord's proc, you missed the minion, and then you didn't really like if you came through here instead of walking straight through the minion wave and making it this obvious. You could have maybe even mind gamed them into thinking they're safe into staying on this 2v2, but your level 1 2v2 still absolutely shits on them, especially since Morgana just used her one skill,
Now,
right?
if Nami was in the bush, should I still have gone over there, or should I just have
No, well,
stuck the other side?
since you're duo with her, every time it's gonna be you tell her to go here and then you go here. But if you're solo and she goes
Yeah.
through the bush, you can take the other side. Yeah, but since
Okay.
Caitlyn has that passive capability, her
Yeah. I usually
matchup
play
plays a little bit
solo
better.
though, so
Yeah,
I just pretty much base around what makes me, make the best out of this situation here.
yeah. Like for example, um, I played against a brand yesterday, a brand Ezreal lane that was duoing, and they actually did something pretty cool. So my support was a Bard, and they had the good Brand versus Bard matchup. Like Brand does pretty well into Bard, um, especially without ganks. So let's say this was the Brand and this was the Ezreal, and the Brand would shove up and like they would shove up together and force priority, and the
Hmm.
Brand would be on one side, and he forces us to one side, like so that we avoid his W, etc. And then the Ezreal has free Qs because we can't stand amongst the minion wave. You know what
Oh.
I mean?
Okay.
So that's just one example of how, yeah, what do you call it? Spacing out your what?
I don't know either, man. I was just sitting there
Okay.
heal baiting, and I'm like,
Um,
all right.
yeah, but that's how staggering your positioning with the support can really work to your advantage. And when you have a bully lane like this, it's huge.
So just
Okay.
force them into places in the
Yeah,
lane
you
where they
should
either have to get
grab
poked or
traps
give
here,
up.
and he shouldn't even be able to really CS this wave.
Oh, because I can just trap off the wave.
Yeah, you just trap this, and then you trap here where he can't see, and then another one right there.
Yeah, I need to start
And
taking trap second because I just instinctively take E
oh,
second because
that's really bad. Yeah, don't
I'm
do
a
that,
chimp and I get caught.
especially with well, the thing is,
I
if
always
the
take into
jungler
like
walks
C
into your lane
sharp.
right here, you and Nami just walk back into the minion wave and you just kill him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Plus, sorry. Jeez, it's that time of year. Okay. Plus, if Kench is walking through the river, um, that means like he just showed you actually vision here. So no one's coming through the river. You have a ward there, so they're not coming through try yet. Now you can base. This is a good time to base. What you can do here is just go B, sell your potion, and go refillable pot and call. Unless Morg does that, and then you just stay in the lane and enjoy a free lane. You shouldn't be
Because
shoving this.
I remember
This is
in I
hmm?
remember in comms we were talking about just stay and get a couple autos on the tower, then back. Then she did that. Then we're like, oh god, okay, we stay.
Yeah. You shouldn't be shoving this though. That's really bad as a habit.
Staying too long.
Because it's no. You're shoving this. You're autoing this. This is coming back to you, dude.
Cause it's on their side of
You know
the
that,
river.
right? Yeah, it's on that side of the lane, so it's
Yeah,
gonna
it's
be
slow
coming
pushing.
back to you, and you can legit just abuse the shit out of this. And if they try to walk up, you just deny CS, and just hold
Well,
this
because
freeze.
I remember right now we're just trying to push so that we could back here. I think.
No, fuck that. You can stay in the lane and legit make this the game is over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're yeah. You have to realize that her move speed without boots is higher than yours. So you can't don't waste your mana on that E and trying to chase her if you're not going to be able to get the auto off. I mean, I guess in the heat of the moment you didn't realize that it's still not going to give you enough distance, but yeah.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna be able to hit her with one last auto coming in there, but I was just out of
Yeah.
range.
But like I was saying, if you freeze it there, you get such a massive CS lead, especially one against Lucian, which is really important for you because you don't want him to get your Ghost Blade at the same time that you get your one item. You know what I mean? You want to be one
Yeah.
item and a little bit ahead of him once he gets the Ghost Blade.
He's always just gonna spike harder 2v2
Yeah.
than me.
Exactly. And if you make their ADC useless by starving him out of gold, then you're Gucci. Like, what does this do for you? You know what I mean? You're gonna go
Yeah.
back, and you don't even have your BF buy yet. When you could have froze it, and then you would have had your BF and probably a refillable buy by the time you would have had to base, and you could have just denied him way more CS than you actually did, right?
I think I just do really stupid fucking backs here repeatedly, so I just get stuck.
That's unfortunate.
So a big thing is my laning is absolutely
hmm
fucking awful. Like in terms of knowing what I should be doing.
Yeah, well, that's just a knowledge thing because you haven't been presented with that info yet.
So in here, because I have the minions are low and it's 2v1, I should just sort of let them push in.
Okay. Yes. Um. Yes and no. Nami's coming. Anyway, hold on. This is. You have a decision to make here. When he walks up, or when he E's like this, actually, that's not even a decision. You should instantly have. And your DI is good here because it's really close to your champ, right? So that's the reason that your DI is supposed to be this close, and
You can
you click
change.
so much is so that you could change insta auto him and keep walking.
Yeah, that is
That
the one
chunks
thing
him
that
down to
I'm.
here, and then Nami comes and she gives you E once she gets down, and you can chase him down the lane. Look at her mana. You can attack her mana and his HP so easily by taking a 2v2 here. Walk up.
There should I be helping Nami or just
What
push.
the fuck? What the fuck? Holy shit, dude! I feel like I just saw that picture of the Chinese. In there was the government was taking over. I forgot what square it was. It was something square.
Tiananmen?
The Tank Man, yeah, Tiananmen
Yeah.
Square, and the Tank Man was just standing in front of the line of tanks, and those tanks were about to be those minions just rolling over you, dude. And you sat there and you faced the oppression of the minions with your warlords, with your little suitcase in hand. But okay, the right thing to do there would have been to walk out of minion range while you're autoing instead of around minion range while you're autoing.
I think I just got really nervous and started autoing minions for lifesteal.
That's okay. I mean, yeah,
So I thought with Warlords plus the 5% from
yeah,
Doran's and Masters,
course.
okay, I have a better chance of just
It's
healing up.
3% now, isn't it?
No, 5% total because Doran's plus 2% from
Oh,
Masteries.
you don't know. You should go.
Natural talent.
Go 4 points in natural talent and 1 point in vampirism when you go warlords for the most part.
Why 1 point?
Because then you still have that tiny bit of extra lifesteal and then also a tiny bit of spell vamp that'll
Oh,
help
just
you
to
out
get the
during lane.
stats up.
Huh?
But if you have just to get the stats, like I know, point 0.5 versus 0 is always good, but it's still good even if you have the Dorn's Blade. So you have like
Yeah,
3.5 versus 3.
exactly.
I assumed it would fall off though,
See,
like
this
that.
is
Like
where I
I
was telling you it's really bad to get a call because now it's
yeah
going to cash at 155 CS, right?
yeah. I remember I asked you this. This game was
It
like
was
a couple days before you told me that.
okay. That's fine. Yeah, I
I
figured
yeah, I stopped doing that after you told me.
because your attention is actually pretty fast. I usually just tell you shit and you're like, all right, cool. Um, but you had a question before the war versus the minions there, didn't you?
Oh yeah, no, I was just gonna ask. Should I just be trying to push out the wave while Nami just trades onto more 1v1 so we can back, or should I be helping her trade
Yeah.
just to
Well,
push
she should
out?
also be helping you push. Wait, is that LaFestin like from House Party?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice. Man, that's the name I haven't heard in a while.
Hmm.
Okay. But yeah, it's she should shove the Morg off there. That's fine for her to trade when she was, but then she should turn around right after and shove the wave with you to
Yeah, I just never
base.
know in solo queue because I always get like flamed a lot for not trading with them, and I'm like, I just want to
No,
farm,
then just if
please.
they flame you for not trading with them when you should be pushing up, then just mute them.
Oh, I always see people do that where they'll like go up and trade and then they get kills off it, and I'm like, I should be doing that.
Hmm.
I don't know why I flashed there either, considering it was a TF gank.
Auto her. All right. Now you're probably feeling like forgiven.
See that
You
this is
want to
one of the
cry and
things
all
that I
that.
I fail at a lot, where
He,
it's say I put the trap on top of him because I saw he was autoing, so he couldn't move. So I put the trap on top of him
well,
to try
yeah. I
to
mean, the
all
thing
in
is, it
him.
makes him. He has to make a decision there too, because he can't walk into you, because then he would take too much damage after the warlords and the heal. You could trade into him and potentially kill him after, and then he can't walk back because then he's not putting down DPS, and then he doesn't want to
That's,
step on it. Yeah, it's just making him have to make a split second decision like that is good, but you have to realize back here that you're fucked. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
or no, not here. Sorry.
As
Like
soon
as
as I
soon
saw
as
that
TF
TF
slips
ult
out of
pop, I was like, I'm dead. You know,
hmm.
like I'm
Yeah,
shoved too far up.
you have to be wary of this, dude. Fizz even spam pings, but from the beginning, even before Fizz spam pings, you should look at his level and or even know actually that this time is usually the time mid laners get level 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And like League is not just your lane as much as people like
hoping for that.
Forgiven and Uzi and even myself would love to see that out of bot lane. Just a nice classic 2 versus 2 lane. But oh
Yeah,
my god!
Dustin's sort of a beast, by the way.
So yeah, you have to. Point being, you have to watch the other lanes, and then that also obviously goes for top lane with teleport if you know there's a ward behind you. But nowadays, it's really hard to pull one off like that in just random solo queue when
With channel
the
time.
channel is 4.5. Yeah, but obviously TF still exists, Shen still exists, etc.
Yeah, I'm always really bad at. I'm horrible at playing against globals like that. Like TP, I'm usually fine against because you're in a spot obviously where you can get out.
Hmm.
But against like instant shit, more or less like that, it's a real bad time for me.
Yeah.
So I always forget about it if I'm not in comms with people. But if I'm like in comms and somebody's actively reminding me, then I'll like not shove up
Wait, how do you have 28 ping when you're further east than I am?
because I have really good internet.
Do you have Fios?
I do.
Fuck you, man. Lucker. Even at your new place?
I forget what they have. It's not Fios, but it's really good.
Okay. Yeah, you'll have to get accustomed to the ping change then. That'll be pretty big.
I mean, I used to play with like 120 ping when I
Yeah.
was on the team, but then after the server change, it got dropped down to like 25, and I was like, all right, that's fine.
Yeah. That's crazy. Um, you don't want to, when you're against Morg like that, you don't want to weave back and forth. You want to weave in and out like that, by the way.
Because
So
it's
that
a
you
line
can,
skill shot. Yeah, it's
yeah.
just a guess.
But even then, it was actually kind of risky for you to go for it because you didn't know exactly where Lucian was, or
Yeah, another thing I'm bad at is knowing like how fast they'll get back to the lane based on when they died or when they backed and all
Hmm.
that. So I always think I have like a couple extra seconds than I actually do.
Oh my God, you could have killed him.
Where?
Look, hold on.
Okay. No, I'm not like flame, but like actually
Yeah,
right
yeah,
on
yeah,
his.
no. EQ that.
I did EQ. My Q missed. Oh, that. Okay.
You
Now I
can
get what you're saying.
EQ that, and you know that the auto still you still have the headshot auto, right?
Yeah.
So you can EQ and still headshot auto.
I think I like put down a trap instead, like next to the
No,
tower.
you didn't.
I didn't?
You didn't. I think the Q was coming right back up, and you just didn't time it right. When you
Okay.
either clicked it or you could have waited just like an extra legit zero
Yeah.
point 0.1 second to E, but yeah. No, why would you heal yourself? Do you know how much the
I
wave gives you move speed?
Oh no, I was healing to save Nami under the tower because she took tower aggro from the wave.
Oh, I was looking at
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
the
No, that's what I
normal
did. I
time.
was
My
trying to
bad.
save heal to the last second I saw the tower shot
Good
coming
call,
in.
good call. All right, you are more aware than me. I also did just wake up.
And then
Okay,
Irelia walked bottom on us and I was like, oh, because
bless.
I didn't like look
This
at
is
top
why
lane.
that last time I told you not to walk through here also. Even though Lee Sin had just showed mid right after, taking coin flips like this where you don't see two people in Fog of War by walking out and just hoping and praying you get this kill. Like, the more and more you harass them and you fuck with them here under tower, they're gonna be asking for help, right? And someone is gonna come down eventually. Whether it's while this tower's up or after it gets taken, and you guys are both gonna die, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have to have the control to say, okay, we didn't get the kill at first, we're gonna back off, get in the brush, and just base.
Just take small advantages.
Exactly. And you're not tabbing at all actually.
Oh, like F1 through F5?
No, like just hit tab, because
Oh
you
yeah.
should you
Look
should
at items.
see the enemy AD's items and yeah, gauge your power based on him. It also like depending on different even part item power spikes, you can decide whether or not it's advantageous for you to trade or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Dirk versus BF.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because Dirk can actually win in some scenarios depending on the champs versus BF. Um, but like let's say honestly, if you had frozen that wave that I was telling you to, you could have had a BF with him only having like maybe Cull Longsword, you know what I mean? And then that's
Yeah.
really big.
Then like obviously I missed like a couple waves here just from being fucking dumb. And I could have
Yeah,
had like
and
perfect
dying.
CS.
Hmm.
Usually even through ganks I'm good about keeping my CS up. So at least I have that.
You should be
Or
walking
like
up with Nami here.
I was
Just
just
for a
trying to
second.
get
Just
that.
to
Yeah.
yeah, just to make sure that the zone gets off and then finish the tower.
Yeah.
And then you should have also been putting traps down behind you as you walked.
Or just
Next to the
so if
tower.
they come in
Yeah.
we can walk past our trap line.
Hmm.
So in that case, when you're taking the tower, I should put the traps behind me instead of like at their tower to cut them off from it.
No, at their tower. Yeah, to cut them off. You don't.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
said
Like
behind me,
while
so I
while you're
was.
walking up, and it doesn't exactly have to be in a prime position as long as it makes Lucian think twice about where his positioning is going to be walking up to the tower. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just get the split second thinking advantage on them.
Yep, exactly.
That makes sense.
Okay. This is the really fun part about Caitlyn Nami when you get to go in and just free farm and take
Just take every
take
single tower.
everything. You should have used that
Yeah,
headshot on him.
yeah. I think I was like just trying to keep track of something in my head, so I just like completely missed it because I'm dumb.
Your camera work is actually pretty good on this siege.
Yeah, I pretty much just spam spacebar a lot, like obsessively.
Well, no, because you didn't have it centered on yourself. Wait, is your spacebar offset?
What?
Yeah.
My spacebar is. Yeah, no, my spacebar is
It's
center camera.
it's wait, is it exactly centered?
What? No, I move it manually, and then when I want to center it, I just hit spacebar.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the
Yeah,
default
you
setting.
you you had moved it to a good spot. I was gonna say that didn't look like standard usage of it. You should sell your refillable here. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
You should go pickaxe though,
pickaxe instead
because
of
honestly, yeah,
renounce
you could go
components,
pickaxe and then finish the Infinity Edge and then complete your Zeal.
just for better tower tanking or tower taking.
Yeah, and the physical damage thing I was talking to you about earlier.
Yeah. Now, what's generally better for just
Added to the fact
taking
that
towers?
they misposition a lot, so your AD is going to do a lot more there since you'll actually be able to get off more autos without all the attack speed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What were you saying though?
What's more efficient for taking towers? Like if it's one of those games, should I just get flat AD or should I get crit
Well, if you
or
think
attack
about it,
speed rather?
if you think about it, if you well, depending on if you're talking about like a complete part or like a full item, like the damage is going to be more usually because if you go Zeal, you're also investing some of that gold into the crit, not just attack speed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So usually the BF will be better, but I'd have to have someone do the math. Remind me later, and I can have one of the analysts that I work with do the math on that for like straight up tower taking of Caitlyn.
I was just curious because that's like my favorite part of the game. And, like half the reason I played the champion.
You use your trap way too liberally, or your
Yeah.
net, sorry. Especially when it's obviously like a long cooldown ability, it's your only escape, and
75
it has
mana.
a mana cost. Yeah. Why don't you have your mana costs lined up here?
Oh, the display option.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things I didn't enable. Like I turned off names. I shrunk my HUD a bit. I did all that. I don't think I did that though.
Got you.
I mostly have them memorized. I just tend to ignore them because I forget that I have mana sometimes. I'm used
Mhm.
to playing monkey shit like Renekton and Trundle, or Renekton and Kench, who
Yeah.
effectively don't use mana.
Nice. Just got my host too. What? Is he streaming or something? All right. So this wave should get cleared. Next wave should get cleared, and then you should look top to help him take the tower if it's still healthy. All right, never mind. He took it. That's yeah. You could have been looking top there to check to see how much the HP of it was, because that changes like your pathing and your mindset in terms of walking
Yeah.
up. What?
Oh, I saw TF ported bottom, so
No,
I
I
just
know, but
started.
why are they just letting you take this?
Oh, no idea,
Where's
man.
their team? Yeah, you should have left as soon as you saw Lee, not right there. The amount of damage you put on the tower is more than enough. Because next time, if that happens at all, you just walk up and you take it.
Yeah.
And then if not, and it gets to be a little long, then you just call your team over, and it's very easy to take with how fed your fizz is. Ooh, don't do that.
Just walk over and ult.
Yeah, there's no need for you to ult there. Forgiven does it late game when he actually has 2 to 3 items because the harass is
It's like
like gonna be
1k
more than
damage.
yeah if an actual team fight starts out. But you should in this early in the game you should be saving your what do you call it, your ult for either
Finishing off.
extra damage to help your like dive in a team fight or to finish off a kill, not just harass. Okay. Honestly, one of the funnest parts of coaching Caitlyn's and Diamond is watching the extreme lack of discipline that people have playing against her and not realizing her range.
Just charge the trap line, man.
Yeah. Yeah, see, you don't need to be using your traps like this.
Or net.
Or not, sorry. Yeah. Getting them mixed up. Also, you could have taken that ward out while they were walking. You know which one I'm talking about?
Oh, the one in the
This one
river
right
that
here, yeah. So, what were you unhappy about in your play this game? You said there was something you were
like
unhappy about.
my
Is it the fact that you
my
weren't
my
paying
laning is
attention to the
super weak
juice?
that I just like.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I
the
just
key
did a lot of
points, the key
stupid
points to
shit
take
this
away
game.
from that laning, right, is you can freeze, be a dick, dude. Like the reason that your laning was weak in this scenario wasn't because of your mechanics necessarily, other than let's say the headshot that you could have used to get him, or sometimes like your usage of traps or your usage of your net. But for the most part, it was because you were being too nice. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you're pushing the wave into him and giving him like what you should be stealing away from him, right?
yeah.
So,
I think
did
I
you
like
alt
DC'd
tab?
for a second. I think I DC'd for a second here.
Oh.
Like sometimes I get like micro DCs where everything I can see going around,
Mhm.
on all around me perfectly, but I like can't move.
That sucks.
You just fast forward this.
Float along to the
Yeah,
heavens. Wait, it actually lasts this long.
yeah.
Okay.
It was fun. I was
I was
like,
just
okay. I was like, holy fuck, I can move. Thank God.
How often does this happen?
Usually it's only for like maybe half a second, but
Okay.
there it
That's
was
tragic.
exceptionally long.
See,
See,
you use
oh
your trap again when you were gonna get stunned. He already had it buffered on you, so you have to be a little more. I can see now how yeah, your micro from transferring from top to AD could affect you, but honestly, your micro is already better than a ton of AD mains in your elo. Just because you know where to be and when sometimes. So you
another
don't
big
even
thing
really
is
need to
like
use
I
like proper
I
micro.
overuse my
If you see the stun card coming onto you and it's already buffered and coming, using the E really doesn't do anything for you, and it didn't even get you
yeah.
like the headshot proc. So you can hold the E, keep walking, because if you keep walking, you have that one extra step that you get to go like until the stun actually finally hits. And then if Fizz keeps diving, going full ham, then you can E towards him and try to help him out. You know what I mean?
Should I just treat Caitlyn E like Ezreal E? Essentially, I know I get greedy for the headshot proc a lot off E.
In a
So,
lot of ways, yes. Any ADC in their dash, like in this specific role, it's a lot. Like your dashes are going to be even more so capitalized on. And as you get higher elo, if people see that you're wasting your trap, dude, the assassins and frontliners of this world are going to absolutely love you. Even the AoE mages, because then yeah, like the AoE mages will know that you don't have a dash, right? And so they can center their skill shots around much different angles that they know you won't be able to dodge at all. So you got to be really careful about using your dashes.
yeah, that's why I want to link this game. I played actually really fucking bad.
The thing is,
Like
though,
I did a
yeah.
lot of stupid shit for like absolutely no reason. That like I looked over this game by myself and I was like, a lot of time I'm like, what? Why am I even doing that?
hmm Yeah, some of the more and more obvious stuff, like I know that you can pick up on it, so but if you want me to say the obvious shit, like,
Yeah. No, I mean
um,
it's fine.
yeah,
Like explaining more of the obvious shit, like okay, this is why this is wrong. This is how you avoid
obvious
doing
would be
that.
yeah, like it'd be like tabbing, like you haven't. This is legit, maybe the first, maybe one of the first times that I've seen you tab, right, where it's like, okay, finally we see what your CS is like against the enemy AD, right? Like you're 70 CS up now, but
I've done it a couple times. I was like at the end of lane, I was like 50 up, I think.
okay. Yeah, in lane you should have been checking it a lot. And then also at this stage of the game it's super important to do it and check the enemy frontliner or
For armor.
anyone that could present a threat to you or you need to present a threat to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you should be checking their itemization because it changes everything. Either your defensive itemization changes or your offensive itemization changes so that you can optimize your damage against them.
Now, should I have gone QSS earlier here, or do I just wait until 2 items like I did?
No, that's fine. Honestly,
Because they had like a shit ton of CC, like I really
yeah,
had
but they don't know how to
TF
use it.
more.
And you can work around that TF stun before 2 items, especially with Anami and the fact that you have such heavy frontline dive that they'll have to use the TF stun for that probably. So yeah, you got it at a good time. That's fine.
Yeah,
Um,
because I feel like I
Cause
just don't
yeah,
buy
this is the
defensive
point where
items soon
Aurelia
enough.
is actually like fighting you. It's not you don't only have to worry about TF coming to a lane. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
utilizing the QSS like you just did is a really good thing to do.
I remember I was being yelled in comms to flash on TF there with the Nami autos, and I'm like, no. No, no.
Hmm.
That's how I die. I know another big problem of mine is like I get like super emotional when I play in the sense
Hmm.
of if I'm playing well and the game's going really well, like my mechanics just start getting better and better and better as
Hmm.
I get more confident. But as soon as it starts going badly, I start getting like four-manned over and over. I just start like becoming fucking worthless.
Yeah, which you shouldn't be. Like, especially if you play Caitlyn or a different type of hyper carry in the early game, and if they have globals, they will look to focus you a lot. So you can't let it get to your head, and you have to realize like the enemy team is in this elo for a reason too, right? They're gonna do a lot of stuff to throw the game and give you the game back. So don't tilt off of your lane phase or off of getting 4v2'd or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So because right now in competitive, lane phase has actually started to matter a lot strictly because of the way the tower meta works. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
The first tower is too important
Yeah,
to like give up.
exactly. But the fact of the matter is that it's not gonna be the case in solo queue um, as much because the meta in solo queue is pretty much still, especially in
Win
NA,
lane.
it's to wait for someone to do something even dumber than the previous person did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you can capitalize on that, it doesn't matter how you started the game off.
I don't know. I'd much prefer to have a strong laning because that's like
Yes,
I
of
said
course,
a
of
couple times.
course.
It's like by far my weakest part of like my game.
Yeah, and that's why we're working on it. It's just like in those games that everything is like you just feel like it's tragic. Don't
Yeah.
feel that way. You know what I mean? Like don't feel as if it's like all hope is lost and just because you didn't get good laning, whatever. But yeah, obviously it's going to increase your win rate dramatically if you're constantly taking the first tower, constantly shitting on the enemy ADC and CS. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I think the rest of the game is just pretty like straightforward. Like we just end up winning the game. If you want to like watch it for trap placement, then
Okay.
and like team fighting, because I know when I play Caitlyn, I can obviously tell after I team fight like wow I could have put out like so much more damage there if I like did X Y and Z right.
For the most part, your positioning is pretty good on a macro level right now. The stuff that I would teach you about like really situational and aggressive positioning is over your head right now. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you need to get if you don't have and I'm not saying this to shit on you, right? Because you did. I mean, it's still pretty recently that you switched your role. But if you don't have the micro yet to instantly switch from walking back to getting the headshot auto on Lucian in the middle of the lane there, then I don't want to be telling you like you have to do this, which takes this much micro, like which will take you putting traps down in a way where it's right between autos or animation canceling them with EW at the very specific times that it's necessary, or you have to put your Q right here at this very moment. You know what I mean? It's more
I
so this is the general area you need to be doing your damage. This is who you should be attacking, which you've been doing it. You've been hitting like, and the thing is that Aurelia's itemization ends up really weird because obviously she's laning against Echo, and so she's going to have a lot of MR. And like I said, you're going to be doing a shit ton of physical damage. So here, it's just really easy to tell you focus that front line, move up as you've been doing, and utilize your traps as you're walking. But yeah, I'll pay attention to your traps for the rest of this game during the team fights when you run into them. Do you remember what times they were at? Here, this is a siege, so let's see a
yeah
siege.
Because there's no kills while we're taking dragon and crap like that.
Yeah. Alright. Earlier when you were in mid, by the way, you got to be more careful of that fog of war, because if there was a ward here, and I think it gave you the pseudo confidence, but I think Lee like queued over the wolves and then ward hopped over and was trying to kick you into his team. So when you're playing against champs like that, you have to be careful for their like
Their mobility.
potential tricky moves. Yeah.
All right.
If you notice, like in Worlds, they pick a lot of champs like Lee, right? Where
And just
and
skirt
they
around
picked him
wards.
constantly, yeah, because he has a very straightforward way to outplay, and he has different angles that he can take in so many different scenarios that throws the enemy team off guard, and you really want to play on the enemy team's discipline when you can. So yeah. You have to be really wary of that, and especially as you climb up, like I said, when you're playing against Lee Sins that really know what they're doing, like, because you said eventually you want to hit Master Challenger, right? Which honestly, if
Yeah.
this is your skill floor, then you could potentially do it in this role. But then let's say you run into Dardoch playing Lee Sin smurfing while he's in Master, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then you try to be cocky because you didn't see this vision here. You're dead. You know what I mean? Like, you thought you had vision here, and then he took an angle that you never thought possible and executed it perfectly, and now you're dead and you threw the game for your team. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
in
I
scenarios like this, especially when the game is won, put yourself in that mentality of like, I'm the golden key that I can't let my team lose right now. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So yeah.
I know. A thing I'm horrible at is like,
Oh, okay. This was really bad. Here we go.
yeah.
This is a team
Yeah.
fight to talk about. Go ahead. What are you horrible at?
I'm horrible about like against bruisers and top laners. I'm really good at playing around those ranges.
Uh
But the
huh.
second it comes to like other like supports and other ADCs and mids, I just like my decision making goes to shit for knowing what their ranges are. So
Okay.
like say just kiting like a Jax and Irelia 1v1, I do perfectly fine.
Mhm.
But then once it gets to other champions, 'cause I'm used to, playing top, I can just sit there, oh, they just hit me with their full combo. All right, I'm 75% health now. That's neat, you know?
Yeah. Fair. Oh, pay attention to that also for the next few sessions. But right now, this is a factor you want to be looking at. This is obviously a factor you want to be looking at. So trap here is important, very important, right?
Hmm.
Keep it there. If he doesn't eat it, and because he Zonia's like right away, then he's gonna eat it anyway. You don't have to trap again.
Yeah.
And then you want to move your camera down and you want to start putting trap if you can, like to cut them off. Actually,
Yes,
it'd be more
between
like
autos.
this. It'd be more like this, because then this is a very small lane that they would be able to walk through, if at all, and then this is a very easy bubble for Nami, or they have to walk all the way around, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, as soon as that happens, like, you not only have to trap him, you have to trap for the cutoff. And that's just more, like, not being lazy, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that, yeah, don't do that E again. So here, you can actually stand right here and then put the traps down that you need to make, right?
Yeah, you can see one's like right under Echo right
Yeah.
now.
So you don't need to like be afraid of anything, because this is gonna be hitting one of your tanks. He doesn't have any DPS on you because he's Zonya's. Then even when he comes up, like, you have a QSS, you're totally fine. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you can just set those traps down, and then guarantee this kill 100%. And then you walk up a little too far, because you're not playing your effective range here. And I'm not saying you have to play your complete 650 effective range. You actually shouldn't when your team is going to win a fight this hard, probably. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so you can A-click forward when
So
you chase
you
and
can
they're
move
running.
forward a little bit, yeah, so that if they start retreating, you can chase them easier, and you're already still within like your leash range onto them as you're chasing, right? But if it's like an Aurelia, you know what I mean? And
Just
then
jumps on your
there's
face.
yeah, there's an on-demand stun coming up right here potentially. Again, as you're climbing, this TF will be able to insta gold card. Frosty used to be able to do that all the time, and he probably still would be able to if he came back and unrusted. You know what I mean? But there's a
Yeah.
technique where you can count the cards as they're ticking without it actually going up. So let's say Aurelia hits you with the E, and then you QSS, and then you get insta gold carded as soon as he comes down from the bubble, and then Lee comes up here, Lucian comes up there. Oh wow, all right. So he had one play that
Yeah,
actually positive of killing you.
as soon as he ward hop forward, I'm like, okay, I'm fine. And he flash kicks me. I'm like, right, he can do that.
There's the throw. Yeah, so I mean that's not a huge throw, obviously, because you're still so far ahead in goal that you'll just ram it down. But it's really important not to allow those opportunities to happen for them.
Yeah.
Always watch your rapid fire cannon stacks when you can, though. Your eyes should be floating all the time. Anything that changes your range is so fucking important to be looking at, right?
Yeah. I think we just get Baron here and win
Okay,
off of Lee being dead.
nice.
That's essentially the end of the game.
All right,
But
so
I'm
that's
trying to
game
think.
one. Do you have any questions over game one?
Let me think real quick. No, you pretty much got most of my questions, like in terms of laning, which is my big thing, and like mid game. If it's just in the team fight,
Mm-hmm.
usually I don't make many mistakes beyond just like being a monkey and misclicking and walking forward sometimes,
Yeah,
which
that'll
is why
happen.
I just mostly a click now whenever
Mm-hmm.
I can get away with it.
Yeah.
But
All right.
no, nothing really beyond that.
Cool, cool. We can actually do. I have a couple students who really want to work on their laning. Usually, it's more so the Masters challengers that have it as like there was a guy that was like top 5 or something in OS that really wanted to practice on his laning, so he just got me a ton of laning clips, and we did like 3 or 4 laning clips as one session. So in the future, if you want to do that, then that's something to consider. But yeah, we'll keep going over these games and see if there's anything else we can work on for sure. Because there's 2 more, but.
Yeah.